Welcome back everyone to Planet Nomads with a very sleepy Vapor. We're currently inside our little chamber having a rest. And it's like really disorientating because that's the roof we're looking at. It's a little bit strange at first and we can just make out the view out the window. But I think we're best to jump out. And obviously I don't often play in this view, so it's kind of strange. It looks like I have a pair of boobs. Because I can't see my feet, at least not unless I walk. Well, let's switch this view, the view that we're kind of more accustomed to, and it kind of looks like we're in a bit of a prison cell here. Switch the light on, not that there's much need, it seems fairly bright in here considering. So it's a nice morning. Let's switch to the other view and have a look. That is absolutely gorgeous, and you might notice by the little bit of wreckage of a vehicle there, we are back at our original base. And I thought we'd come back and we'd work on some stuff. So we now have, if we go into inventory, all these things are marked for. And for whatever reason it doesn't have the three little lines on there, but we know, nonetheless we have it. We've got a few bits in our inventory. I've made some basic frames and some plating. A lot of it has been scrounged from something we previously built, so you'll probably see that once I leave this room. I don't know if I've got cobalt in our inventory, but I've put all the resources that we'd gathered in some containers downstairs, so let's literally go outside. Oh man, this is really pretty biome. I kind of like this place. It's closest. We don't have any bed bugs getting in there while we're asleep. So as you probably figured out, we are higher up. We're currently on the roof of our original structure, and I've started to build an upstairs using the internal walls, which I'd not used before, which is quite good. This took me quite a while. It doesn't seem like much, but I was having trouble kind of lining the stairs up with the panels and everything like that. It looks simple, but it was a bit of a nightmare. In fact, we're a bit hungry and thirsty. Let's deal with that first. So hence the slight overlap, because when I was doing this, I could line the stairs up. If I go into inventory, will it allow me to point a little bit better? And it actually looks like a pointer. So where we've got this one square, if I'd have moved the ladders or the stairs across, this kind of railing here would kind of clash with that, and it just didn't look right. So I thought we'd just kind of go one over the side, but then there's no half blocks for the roof, and you need to have the roof tile kind of right up to the very edge. I don't know if we can kind of point to it or not. Yeah, so you need that roof tile on here, because that's the place that you actually stick the next part of the building. Otherwise everything seems to go kind of out of whack. It's a little bit annoying, but it works. We've completely removed the windows from this side, and this strange looking thing here is to allow us to build the walls inside. And I was going to build a little bit of a room underneath the stairs, but I'm not too sure if I'm going to do that now. That was the original plan. Although if I replace that here, I could build a room in this corner. My storage is still down here, and we have tons of resources. As you can see, we've got bits and pieces in here as well, but these are all the things that we've been gathering the whole time. So every time I said, oh, just a little bit more gold, oh, I don't want that, what is it? And it all builds up, and I can't even believe how much biomass we had. We had tons of it, but most of this was back here. We got uranium, so we got quite a bit of everything. We're a little bit short on the xenites. We've got loads of iron. Well, that's actually not a lot if you've played this game constructing. We've got a bit of silver, but at least we know where to get the stuff from. So that is really useful. But the base is kind of in tatters, I think is the best way of putting it. And we currently don't have any vehicle. Although we've got this weird gap along the side there. So yeah, so basically I said in the last episode, what would you like me to do? Because, in fact, I'm going to deconstruct this while I'm talking. We've discovered currently, to my knowledge, all the biomes that the game has to offer. And as you can see, the Mark IV gun does deconstruct things a lot quicker. So yeah, I was like, I didn't really know what else to do, and we've pretty much built everything we can possibly build, with the exception of it's under mobility. I'm not sure what it comes under. Utility, these things, the conveyor sections. And from what I was watching the last update video from the developers of the game, and they were talking about that specific thing in a little bit more detail, so I don't think I'm going to play around with that until they do their next update. So, for those of you that followed Subnautica, the developers of that game had a Trello site where they list all their development, what they're doing, Well, the developers of this game have the similar thing, and they have a 2-month plan, some of which involves tweaking the vehicles. I think specifically the wheels, because from my point of view... Sorry, that really distracted me. It looked like some kind of vehicle. Yeah, where was I? Yeah, because the wheels don't seem to act as well as they should, so that was one of the things. They posted a tweet today about potentially being able to milk animals, and they're going to kind of add a few more, I think. There's going to be discoverable artifacts, and I think they called them points of interest. So there is going to be like things you can discover. So I'm wondering if this game potentially could have the sort of content that Subnautica has, because I never played Subnautica way back when. But even from the amount of time I've been playing it, and I've had this channel now, it'll be 2 years this year, I think. Yeah, 2 years this year, and I didn't play Subnautica initially, so maybe just call it just over a year. And they've added tons of stuff. In fact, the game is almost complete, and I will pick that game up once they've finished adding the rest of the story, because I really do love that game. So I'm wondering if Planet Nomads is going to follow a similar suit, and they're going to add some story, some background. Just kind of picking up on some of the stuff that they're going to be currently adding. There will be more biomes. There is no mention about other planets. I don't know where I picked that up from. I don't know if that's just my imagination or whether or not I read that somewhere, but they're definitely going to work on the current planet that we're on now. And I think potentially the starting zone as well. I think they said they were going to tweak. We'll also, I think probably in the next hotfix, potentially be able to save in survival mode. So this is survival mode we're currently playing in. And if I want to save, I have to leave the game and then come back in, or as you will have noticed as I'm playing along, that the game auto saves every so often. So they said they're going to do that. I mean, it doesn't really bother me so much. I guess the idea is if I'm going to do something where I think I might die, then the odds are I'm going to save it first. But again, I'm not really bothered about that. I've not died yet, although I almost killed myself constructing this place when the roof caved in on my head. I was down to about 4 or 5 health points. It was a worrying moment, and I suppose in a way it's a shame it wasn't on camera, because I did scream a little bit. What else did they talk about? Oh, the way the terrain is generated as well. So it must be, to a degree, procedurally generated. I cannot say that. But the starting zone, every time I've started, always looks the same. So I suppose, I don't know, they must tweak it to a degree. But the main thing is the random potholes everywhere, which makes it difficult to drive vehicles. And as you can tell, I've not had much success with a vehicle. It's never lasted more than an episode, probably not even half an episode. So that's part of what they're working on, and also how the vehicles interact with the terrain. I have seen some really amazing creations of what people have made for vehicles, and things that hadn't really popped into my head. So I'm not going to do it in this episode, but I'm probably going to make another vehicle. As to when I do that, because obviously content doesn't seem like it's going to be coming anytime soon. So whether I leave this as the last episode until I hear any information or an update is coming through, I'm not sure yet. I'm really thinking about what it is I could be getting on with, because there's other games I can be playing. I still need to get back to Banished. We need to finish that off. I just needed a little bit of a break from it, because yeah, literally I live in that game, and after a while it hurts my brain and I lose my creativity. So there's things like that, and there is other games coming out. That doesn't mean to say that I'm going to abandon this game, not unless the developers do, of course, which tends to happen with indie games. So I don't know, we'll see. Maybe one episode a week instead of one every day or every other day. I'll kind of, I'll tweak around with it. Anyway, I'm just talking and doing nothing. I think we may as well, as soon as we're in the game, we may as well work on this. I'm thinking of putting an external part either along the front here or potentially out the side. I think it's probably going to go this way, and have my greenhouses on top of it. Not it's the most productive way to make food, but on the assumption that save games won't get wiped when they do any updates, it might be worth getting ourselves ready, which a few of you have kind of mentioned that I should probably do. As you can see, I do have a fair amount of resources, so it's not like that's going to be a problem anytime soon. We're going to need you there. Okay, I think that's everything. I don't think I'm going to build any more rooms upstairs. We're just going to have this this prison cell as our room, as our bedroom. I don't know if I want to put a light on this side or a window. Might put a window here. And if we put our corner piece in, as you can see, I've got to grips with building now. After doing it for a while, you kind of get there. I think this needs the smaller piece, which is number 6. In fact, yeah, I was going to say one of our pieces may have been slightly out of line there, but I don't think it was. So currently, as you can see in the bottom left, my food creation machine, it's called a compact fad. I'm not sure what the fad stands for, food and something, I'm going to assume. But yeah, we'll move that more over the other side, or wherever it is we're going to build. What was I talking about? Greenhouses. We might put just a normal wall here, if we can. So when those shadows come over, they come over so quick, it is really disconcerting. I've got to say, it does worry me sometimes. The night just seems to come out of nowhere. Oh, they're going to work on the rain effect as well, apparently. That was another thing I remember reading. I might actually kind of, on one of the episodes, just bring up their Trello site, kind of while I'm recording, and we can have a look at that, and we can actually go through exactly what they're doing, rather than me just talking about it. But I'll leave that for the moment. Okay. Don't know if I want to put more windows on this side. Do you know what I might do? We'll go with a normal piece. As you can see, I'm not really bothered about the walls with the lights so much, because we can put, there's lots of lights that we can currently use, and the lights to me seem a little bit strange. They don't always kind of work how they should, if you ask me. We'll put a door here. They kind of flicker on and off a lot. I'm not too sure why that is. I've not really got my head around it. But it could be a glitch, it could be a graphics thing. I might put one on this wall though. That's that one. Was it this one? Yeah. Put one here. And this one is going to need a number 6. Oops. That was really bad placement. Let's get rid of you. As you see, I am working my way around this game a lot better than I was. I've started really to get to grips with everything. Right, so that is that. It feels a lot smaller now I've put those in. So if we make these, hopefully we've got enough. We've got a lot of plating, but we might have to make some more. We do need to do the roof. Of course, being out in the rain is never a good thing in this game. It seems to make you sick. You get radiation poisoning as well. I'm not sure if that happens if you're outside for too long. We need glass, okay. We can make some of that. Yeah, I'm not sure where the radiation poisoning comes from. It could just be the fact that we've not slept enough. What do you need? Glass as well. You need glass. Battery depleted. And let's reload that. Now is it me but the battery says 200? Did it always say 200 when I reloaded? Because I don't know where we've upgraded, whether that's made a difference. Although things do seem to build a lot quicker. It looks very sterile. That's the only thing I'll say about this. There was another thing mentioned potentially about changing the colours of the walls based on the materials you use, but we use the same materials over and over, so I don't think that's going to help. See this little socket here? I think this is where the conveyor belt comes in. So if I leave my containers over there, I can have a conveyor belt coming along to this. I think that's how it works. What do we need for glass? That's plating. Plating Mark II. Huh, I've not needed that yet, I don't think. What am I looking for? Glass. We need carbon and silicon. You'd think I'd have remembered that by now, wouldn't you? Right, that's these two, isn't it? Yeah. I'll take you and you. Put you in here. I don't know how many of these I needed. I wasn't really paying attention. How many can we make? We can make 8, so we'll do that. How long is that going to take? 10 seconds each. Okay, we'll leave that to do that. How are we for food and everything? We're okay. It's going to be bedtime soon. Suppose we could put the roof in. So let's jet back up here. Oh, there was someone talking about. Forgive me, I'm really bad with remembering people's names, apart from those that I've known for a little while. So I'm I keep saying it. I have two screens. Now, when I first started making videos for YouTube, I only had the one screen, but I now have two. And usually, when I'm recording now on the second screen, I'll have my audio, so I can kind of see if I'm too close to the mic and whatever. But I really need to switch that up and have the comments from the last video on it, so I can actually give you a proper shout out. Because yeah, it's a bit. It's not right, I don't think, when I keep going. Somebody said, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, about flying. They don't fly very much because they always hurt themselves. But something I've noticed, and we'll do it when it's daylight, is that you can actually slow yourself down quite nicely to a cushioned landing. Because as you've seen, I have hurt myself more than once when flying. So, yeah, this is not going to be good. Come on. No, don't fall off. There we are. Yeah, so when we've had a sleep and we come back, I'll do that in daylight and show you what I mean. And I'll probably intentionally hurt myself just to make a point. But it's more about when you're moving along at speed, you can really hurt yourself. You can get concussion. Oh, there we go. I'm getting poisoning from being out in the rain. I still quite can't get my head around how that works because I'm currently inside a suit. So I'm going to assume the suit filters through oxygen for us, because there is nothing to say that I need oxygen, unless the planet... Well, actually, no, the planet is... I don't know. I don't even know where I'm going, but I just don't understand how you get poisoning. It doesn't make any sense if we're inside the suit. And also, when we look at the food, I'm pretty sure their icons look like something you plug into your suit, if you see, so I don't know. Right, let's go and sleep. Not that we're entirely that tired, but that's just because I've been hurting myself a lot. So I tend to sleep at the wrong times of day just to heal. But we can push E, as it was said, to escape from the pod. And I think it was Laurie that said that. I'm saying that. I'm just going to guess it at this stage. I think it was. Oh, it's still night time. Ugh. Let's try again. Where's the window? There we go. That's a little bit better. So let's just fly straight out the roof. If I can. Let's try that again. I'm no Superman, clearly. Right, so... when you're if you run and fly, so if we run and then fly, you do pick up some serious speed, as you can tell. Now, if I take my finger off the shift so I'm not running anymore, it doesn't make a difference. If you turn around, like I did then, you see I obviously have slowed down. That sounded like a rough landing. Maybe the suit is helping there. But you can actually slow down without doing any kind of aerial acrobatics. So if we run, if you then push the back key and then just gently tap the space key, you slow down quite nicely. And see, there was no thud when I landed. So I have learned how to do it. Because usually I would do this, and then I'd take my finger off the forward key, or I'd try and spin round, and you're still going at quite a pace. So that's just how I've done it. So instead of taking your finger off all the keys, just hold backwards and then just tap the space. Works for me. I don't know. You can get concussion from flying into things. Oh my goodness, how that didn't hurt me, I don't know. Well, it did. My health has gone down, but I'm guessing the suit is actually protecting me a little bit more. Because it's a Mark III suit. I need to go get my glass as well, don't I? I forgot about that. This is one of the more difficult things to do, I find, is putting certain things in places. I don't know if there is a hotkey. There will be key bindings at some point as well. That is something else that was mentioned. See, I'm remembering everything that I read. Ah. Well, we want to come down here anyway. Because it'd be nice if there was a key, so like you could do like page up, page down, that would make the block move up and down, rather than trying to kind of just move your mouse gently one way or the other to get it to work for you. Hopefully we've got enough. It's going to run out in the last one or something. Nope, perfect. And number 8. So we still got a lot to do with regards to the base. I've still got more I can build. So like I say, I'm talking about episodes. There will be more. Like I say, I might just reel back on how many I'm releasing in a week. Just so I don't kind of burn out on things I can do. Because I'm going to obviously be working on a lot quicker than the development team is. So I might do something like 2 or 3 episodes a week, or 1 or 2. Well, I'll see how it goes. Because I do want to continue working on this. I definitely want to do a different type of vehicle. And then we can kind of update on anything that's on Trello and what the developers are working on. Keep everyone in the loop, I think. It seems like a reasonable thing. And then that will allow me to do a few other bits on the channel as well. Not that I've seen any games out there currently that I fancy playing. There's a lot of games that seem to have promise, and then when you actually see them, you're like, oh my goodness, what? That was not what was advertised on the tin. So it's a shame. But if there is any games that you think would suit my channel, and I kind of say that emphatically, because I'm not going to play Call of Duty on my channel. But I do like the games like Call of Duty. I do play those sort of games, but they're the sort of things that I play in my own time. It's not something I don't really want to do that on the channel. The channel's always been about survival and town building games and that sort of stuff. I might occasionally sway away from that if there's a game that I think I can get away with having on my channel, but this is the sort of thing that I want to do. So, although Lolly did mention that she would much like to see me play one of the jump scare sort of games. And I do have a webcam. I tend not to use it. My face is a distraction from what's actually going on, so I don't really ever use it. But potentially I might do that at some point. Solar beacon. We'll go with this one if we've got the resources on us. I don't know if we have. So yeah, potentially I might do one of those for a laugh at some point. Or potentially I could do it as part of a live stream. Why are you not placing? Oh, we'll place that, and that's fine. It's hard to see sometimes with the glare. Oh, we do have everything. It's probably because I deconstructed the last one we had. Okay. Perfect. Let's holster you and get rid of that. Do we need water as well? No, just food. There we go. Right, let's go downstairs. It's very modular. It lacks any kind of character, doesn't it? And that door, I'm going to walk out of there at some point and completely forget it's there. One thing that is a little bit odd is when you get gaps like this. It's a shame there isn't blocks that you can place that will mould in the terrain, and they do to a degree. I don't know if I've got them on here. 7 I have. Oh, it might do it actually after me just saying that. Yeah, well, as you can see, it's difficult. I can't really get it in there. It's going in at a strange angle as well now. I don't see, it's really finicky. Is that right? Is that worked? Ah. It depends how it reacts with the terrain. Oh no, it's worked. Perfect. It wouldn't work last time I did it. I'm quite happy with that. Let's see if we can get the rest in. It's not the easiest thing to do. There's a bit of a hole there, so we don't want to fall in that where I've been mining. Oh, do you know what? I'm really happy with that. I don't know what's changed to make that work, but okay, we're probably best building this one. It just always looks a little bit odd to me, because realistically, your building would be sliding down the side of the mountain. That's the wrong one. There we are. Okay, I can't seem to get that one in, but can we get you in there? I think we can. Are you going to work now, or am I going to have to build the other piece first? Come on. Nice. It's going to be a tiny bit of a... Oh, we're out of plating. Whatever. There's going to be a tiny bit of a gap there. I don't know if we'll be able to get the one underneath there or not. See, it's really finicky. That's where the page up and down button would be really useful. But I can kind of live with that little bit being missing out the corner. One thing I would like to see, and this comes down to my preference to decorate things, would be like pictures or plants and things like that you could actually put inside your base, because it is like I said earlier, very sterile. It doesn't have any character, even outside it doesn't. So That's just one of my thoughts. What do we need for painting? Maybe we can do that. Iron and carbon, okay. It doesn't take long to make. So, iron. You're carbon, aren't you? Yep. And we'll chuck these in here. Probably don't need much doing. Let's... maybe 10. It's going to take about a minute. Okay, that's cool. But let me know what you think of the base. I need to put some more lights in here, but as you see, I find them they're a little bit too bright. They just glare up everything. That feels nicer to me. But I suppose at night time, when there isn't light coming through the windows, it's going to be fairly dark. I might need some more windows down here. I'm probably going to open this up onto what will be the garage as well. So I'll probably work on that. The garage is something I've left as a flat platform because I'm never sure how big of a vehicle I'm going to make. So if I start putting roofs and things on it, it's going to be a bit difficult. We've almost done. Let's grab those. Hopefully that's enough. We can run. I do love the Star Trek doors. Okay. Perfect. That doesn't look too bad. Can we? Is it 7? It is number 7. Can we get you in here? No. It doesn't want to. Well, that's fine. I can live with that. See, it does look. It's just a block on the terrain. I could probably do other things to make it look interesting, but I don't know. It's more functional for what I need than anything at the moment. I've just noticed something. The jet boosters move as you're moving. Am I seeing? Yeah, look, they're moving around depending on which way I'm leaning. Attention to detail, brilliant. Let's see if we can make it through this door. Fantastic. Let's close that. We don't want any bugs inside our base. Anyway, I think on that note, I'm going to leave this episode here. Thank you very much for watching. But until next time, as always, take care.
Yo voy a cantar esta canción para mi gente.